Hello, and welcome to Conscious Curiosities, where we unlock the wisdom of the universe which lies within us. I'm Maria Luz, your host, an astrologer, psychic medium, and hypnotist. Today is the vernal equinox, otherwise known as the Aries equinox, and it is the beginning of the zodiacal year. And this one feels a little Piscean to me. And the reason I'm feeling that way is that Mercury is stationing in Pisces. Mercury, which has been retrograde for the last few weeks, stationing there with the North Node in Pisces. And we've also just come off a long stretch of a lot of planets in Pisces, including both Saturn and Neptune, who have now moved on to Aries. However, I think that Mercury hanging out there with the North Node, which is meant to be a place where we contemplate how we're perceiving what we're meant to incorporate or experience in our lives in order for us to evolve. And with the North Node, specifically in Pisces, that evolution has to do with the theme of now that we have experienced all of the 12 signs, what does that mean for us? And what I've been thinking about lately is just right now there's a lot of fear in and there's good reason for that. There's different wars and things going on. However, I think we're also meant to consider what exactly is it we fear happening, because I think that's already happened. It's already been happening. Maybe not to you personally, but certainly to other human beings, whether they're your fellow United States citizens or maybe not citizens, but people working here who maybe don't share your skin color or your nationality, but these things that you probably fear now have been happening to them. They've certainly been happening to people in other parts of the world. And maybe some of this fear is more spiritual or existential, in that, well, I didn't stand up for these other human beings or for my plant kin or animal or sea creatures while I had the rights. And now I'm facing, maybe I won't have the rights that I have taken for granted. Or maybe my neighbors or children or others I know will be having to contribute to this war, go to war, or maybe lose their lives to this, whether it's this war or any other that, we could now see depending on the whim. But again, that whim has already been there. It's been there for a very long time, and maybe not, again, impacting you specifically or me specifically, but it's been there, and we've been ignoring it and living in our varying degrees of privilege. Or another way to look at privilege may be like non-exercise of free will. So I I'm sorry if all of this is a downer, but maybe this, I just want to read something from my Jeffrey Wolf Green glossary, uh, and it pertains to this Piscean energy and people who have a lot of Piscean energy. Okay. These people come into life with a sense of standing on a precipice. Behind them is the known world, including the past. In front of them is the darkness of infinity. Standing on the precipice, they must decide what to do: go forward, go backwards, or remain on the precipice, paralyzed from moving. Within this person, the essence of identifying with self as ego is being dissolved. Most of these people resist the pull to surrender to the source. The resistance triggers confusion, disorientation, and alienation. They have unconscious fears of losing control of their lives. Most will latch on to anything that makes them feel they are in control of their lives. Yet, due to the transcendental pull, they have the inner sense that whatever they identify with is not who they really are. So, to some degree, I think this energy, and again, you look at the energy as both the conditions and the reflection of what we are creating here on earth and as part of the universe. So, I think before we jump into all of the Aries energy, all of the fire energy, it's worth spending some time thinking about your your current reaction to all the disharmony that's happening in the world and in the climate, all the destabilization, and maybe there's more of that coming. And probably, certainly there is, because Uranus will be moving into a quicker sign. And this Piscean energy is also this energy of, hey, you might not have a clean boundary between, like, you just want this mess to be over so you can get on with your life. And that isn't really how time as we experience it here works. Maybe it's not that way anywhere. And so what are you going to then do about it? Knowing that maybe what you have is this present, and what you have is the meaning that you apply to it from within versus waiting for something externally to tell you, okay, this phase is done and now we're in the next phase. So I will leave you with these cozy thoughts as we maybe step into, maybe we're in that void for a while where we're on the precipice, and maybe that's okay. Maybe that's by design. And I'm right here with you. All right. Have yourself a peaceful weekend.